Hello and welcome again to Creating Your Own Reality. It is a pleasure to come before you again, and I thank you for looking at this, and I know it's going to be a blessing to your life because you know this is what we do every month. We come and we do what we can to try to help you to think and get on the right track with your thinking. And as a matter of fact, we want to talk a little bit about thinking and thoughts today. And did you know that your thoughts are things? Every thought that you have will turn into something. And so it is important that you control the things that you think about. It's important for you to realize that every thought is going to turn into something. Creation begins in the spirit realm, but then the spirit will release ideas and thoughts into your mind, and as you receive those, your mind is what forms those very ideas. Your mind is what brings form to the things that came to you from the spirit, from the invisible. And so it is so important to make sure that your thoughts are in line with the place that you want to go and desires that you have. And you and I have complete control over our thoughts. Even though you may not have control over your thoughts now, but you do have control over the way you think. And you have to work at controlling your thoughts. You have to work at sitting down and making sure that you have your internal world at a peaceful place, because you cannot tap into your creativity unless you are in a calm and quiet place. We understand that it's in quietness and confidence is where our strength is. Scripture teaches us to be still and to know that I am God. And so in order for me to tap into my creativity and to be able to get answers to problems that I have and questions that I may have, I must learn how to tap into that creativity and be able to still myself and quiet my mind, quiet my reasoning mind, that I can receive intuitive knowledge from within that will flow through me, and not always trying to figure everything out myself. We spend an enormous time thinking and trying to figure out every little detail of life, when many things that you're trying to figure out will just come to you if you would place yourself in a position to allow it to come. Again, through intuitive knowledge, through knowledge that will come from within you. And that's the place where we want to get. We want to get to a place where knowledge comes from within, and we're not just reasoning and trying to figure things out on our own. As a matter of fact, Scripture also teaches us that we need to come together and reason with God, reason with the Creator. It says, let us reason together. And so we get ourselves in a lot of trouble when we start trying to reason on our own. And so it's important for us to control our thoughts, control what comes into your mind. So many things come into our heads day after day after day. And you got to learn how to cast those things down. You got to get rid of images that's not going to good for you and will not help you better your situation. You have to control over that, and you have to do something about that. Also, did you also know that your thoughts are energy? Your thoughts are energy. And when you have a thought, those thoughts reach out like roots, and they search for other things in the cosmic universe to vibrate at the same frequency of that thought. And so it is so important. Now you have to think about this. If you have a thought and there's a vibration, there's an energy with that thought reaching to bring that thought to an experience in your life, do you want that particular experience? And see, and this is where your control comes in at. You have to be consciously aware of what's going on in your mind, so you won't draw and attract to you things that's not going to empower you, things that's not going to make your situation better, because you, again, must control the energy of your thoughts, and you alone can only do that. A preacher can't do that for you. A bishop can't do that for you. You can't get it from anywhere. You must be the person and realize that I am in total control, and must learn how to take that control over our lives. Now, again, the thoughts are things. Your thoughts, whatever you're thinking and whatever you've been thinking, is going to turn into something. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. As a man thinks in his heart, or the deeper mind, so is he. And as he continues to think, so shall he remain. And so it is important for you and I to gain control over our thought life, to know that that's where the creative process takes place. After we have received, tapped into our creativity in spirit, in the invisible, then our minds, as a matter of fact, is creation. Mind is creation in manifestation. And so as your mind takes those things from the spirit and from the invisible, it will begin to bring form to those things. And you will begin to see those things appear in your life, because I can't say it enough, thoughts are things. And so, if you want to begin to change your life, if you're in a situation right now that you don't like, if you want to change it, you're going to have to think yourself out of it. You're going to have to rethink. You're going to have to develop new thoughts. You have to create new things to think about. You're going to have to start putting the things in your mind and thinking on those things that's going to help you to be the person that you really have the desire to be. Scripture also teaches us that we ought to think on those things that are true, honest, just, pure, lovely, and of a good report. So there are certain ways that we ought to think if we want to get the outcomes that we desire to have in our life. And so I just want to admonish you today to think. Think on those things that's going to help you. Those thoughts that are not helping you, you must learn to cast them down and kick them out of your life. You don't have to think about things that are not good for you, that are not beneficial for you. That is your choice. And you don't need to dwell on nothing negative. You don't need to dwell on the past. You don't need, the only reason why the past has any power over your life is because you bring it from the past and bring it into your present. And so I just want to leave you with that. And I know that this will bless you. Work on your thinking. Don't let your mind just run wild and do what it wants to do. But you must take control of your thoughts, because those thoughts that you are having are going to turn into something. And you don't want certain things in your experience, so you need to control the thoughts that will turn into an experience. Again, we thank God for you, and this is creating your own reality. Remember, you have the power to create your own reality.